Did you hear the news about our boys today? Man, I can't believe what they're about to say. Yo, fam, no matter what the world may do, you know we'll always be a part of ARMY. That's true. I've been searching for a sign, drowning in the darkness of my mind, trying to find my way, longing for a brighter day. Showed us how to love ourselves, so we say, waiting for you, BTS. Waiting for you, BTS. You're the light that...
Hi guys, it's been a while. For my subscribers, thank you for not leaving me. For anyone who's new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Nisi, and we are about to jump into a new series. If you skipped the intro, it's going to be called Last Week with BTS. And I just wanted to put together some of the fun news that's literally dropping on the daily, all those whispered rumors on the interwebs, and just the fun little nuggets that we get that isn't really tied to the content that they're releasing. We're on to Wednesday. And Wednesday was the day I realized every photo of Suga, every photo of him in that D-Day calendar that they've released on Weverse, every single photo of him, his expression is the same. Every single one. I had to there are days on the calendar where he has multiple faces, multiple pictures around that day. All of the faces, they could be this close but this far away, they are all the same. His expression is exactly the same. It's his little meow meow expression. I can't do it. I can never do any of their expressions because they're so cute. There are so many pictures of Yoongi in this calendar. There's 4 weeks. So many pictures on this calendar, and every single one of them. For a second, I thought, does he have another expression when he takes photos? And then obviously I was like, that's crazy. You talk about his gummy smile all the time. Obviously, he has other expressions. But for a second, I was just in a rabbit hole of Yoongi's face, trying to understand, is this planned? And if there's a plan, what is the plan? Why? Was the face just superimposed over him in different outfits in different places? That would be weird. I have my Groundhog's Day conspiracy. Maybe it was just an inadvertent Groundhog's Day for the photographer who took all those pictures and then the editors who put all of that stuff together. But conspiracies, guys. What are they trying to tell us? And then we had the fourth day of the D-Day tour, and that kicked off in Rosemont, Illinois. Cheers to that crew at the Allstate Arena. They kept the love going from New York. All the way to Chicago. I followed our Yoongi. Congrats to all the armies in attendance. My favorite story by far from that show is the infamous Samsung phone. I don't think that story is going to be beat. You're a piece of history now. Whoever you are, I don't know who you are. Whoever you are, I already love you. I love you so much just for the look that your creativity put on Yoongi's face. He lit up. You could tell he was so entertained by it. He loved it so much. So I love you and I don't know you. They will forever in history go down with the best iPhone masquerading as a Samsung phone. Oh, genius, you're genius. Love you just so much for that. So now we're into Thursday. We got some pensive photos on Instagram from our jimin. I just want to show him because he looks so dang cute. And then we've got a collab drop from RM and Cold. It is called Don't Ever Say Love Me. It is on Cold's album, which is Love Part 2. Yeah, it's their most recent collaboration, I think, was on Indigo with RM. He featured in the song Hectic. Cool to see him them flop their support for each other. I love that. I think that's cool. I really love the song Hectic. This song, very emotional. And you know what? I'm gonna save my real reaction for my reaction. I love to see that growth in what they're talking about and what they're emoting as they grow. And the song is actually very beautiful. So I'm excited to react to it. There will be a video. I'm not sure if it'll be up before this video, so but please go stream it. It's really, really, really good. And I hope we see more collaborations from the two of them because they make good music together. Something about Wavy Cold's voice, man. Why is he called Wavy? Do you guys know if you're Cold fans? What's wavy about him? We also got a new episode of Inside Mong, episode 13. So just like ignore all the things I said in the special episode. Just ignore all of that. They are not afraid of the number 13. It did come. The last episode was actually just special. Go check that out. I should have a reaction to that up soon. If it's not posted while you're watching this, it will be posted shortly. And Friday, we got two posts. We got one post from Jen, who made a very, very, very loving fan's day by responding on Weverse. Comment was a picture of J-Hope and how that person was missing J-Hope. And then at the end of their comment, they were just like, and I really miss Jin too. It was just really, really cute post. I think he picked the right one. This is like weird as if I'm rooting for people's Weverse posts. But whenever I see something that they responded to, and I'm just like also like, oh, I don't know, it makes me happy that they chose that one. Jen had a really, really cute message to J-Hope. At the end of the message, he basically said that he's looking after him. He's watching him. He posted just asking him, like, how are you doing? Are you getting soaked in the rain? Are you using the PX, which is like the store on the base? Why haven't you called me? Have you received the letters I've sent? Are you hurt anywhere? Have you shaved any of your friends' heads yet? He's spending his military life looking at you. You guys. And just do it for the next person. I can't. Okay, I need to stop. This is really good news. I was so happy to see this because I thought it was so, so sweet, and it really just shows their bond. That was his adorable Weverse post, and then we got a heartfelt, super, super touching letter from RM. Like, he penned so beautiful with his words, and I'm sure if I understood Korean, it would have even been like more beautiful. But folks did really, really great jobs of trying to translate it because it was long, especially, and I think the longer it is, the harder it is for Weverse or any other translating apps. So thank you, folks, who truly put your learned knowledge of language to use, or your native languages to use, helping me. This man has a way with words. He's not a successful rapper, singer, producer for no reason. So it shouldn't surprise me, but like every time he writes something heartfelt, gosh, does it like hit my heart immediately. I want to share a translation from Anton Her. He is a literary translator. He said that when he saw this letter, that it was just so beautiful, he had to translate it. He also did give a huge shout out to @BoraTweets. His letter read more like a poem to me. It's so beautiful, so I just want to share. So he kind of checks in with us. He's saying that he's working hard to live in the present, which I think is something that we've heard a lot from our guys. I know I've heard it a lot from Yoongi, especially in terms of his music. He says that, it'll be very soon in June, 10 years since we came out into the world. Words rise up to my throat, but then I forget about them. I know what that's like. The days now are all about confirming and discovering just what kind of person I am. To say that, like, as someone at his level of success, to be open enough to say something like that. Sometimes, or often actually, I wonder how you are doing, your thoughts, sadness, and despair, what you believe now, want to believe, what you are going after, whether you are feeling the seasons. As I've said a few times before, it's getting harder to open my mouth. So he comes to this point again. I don't know, it's just that as I grow into an adult, I believe I'm learning about silence. Honestly, I wonder what it will feel like once I'm back. Time flows very quickly and everything changes. I change. No longer would I irresponsibly demand all the love or cling desperately. As long as I remain in love and keep making an effort to be better, I want to believe love will find its own way to me. And that's part of, I think, what living in the present kind of means is sometimes you just kind of have to trust in the universe. He's sharing it in a way that it almost feels like he's telling himself that because it's probably not always easy to believe. You must have hard days too, having difficulties as well, but please be well. I will occasionally and often wonder about you. Oh, the way he says that makes me cry. Because I know what he's saying. It's like that ebb and flow of like, it's a sometimes and then sometimes it's an always. When I seem to slip your mind, I will slide right back in to say hello. Be well. Ugh. Thank you, RM. Thank you for sharing your fears, your love for us. I just appreciate it. I know what it was like for me, and that is, the best that I can empathize with when I was going into my 30s. Your 20s is supposed to be about growth, so if you get to your 30s and you don't yet know who you are, have you failed? What have you been doing? And then it makes that pressure of who am I even feel that much more desperate to find out. I felt a lot of shame going into my 30s, feeling like I was supposed to be much further along, not in my successes and in my career, career clearly is not RM's issue. So it's obviously not about accomplishments. Now, as I've gotten older into my 30s, I've started to realize that that feeling of adulthood that we think we anticipate when we're young is a falsity. Adults are doing it to save children, that they don't have to worry about those responsibilities. Most adults that I now know in my adult life don't freaking know what's going on, are constantly confused, constantly worried, constantly figuring out who they are as they change and grow. And I've now accepted as a part of adulthood that is to be expected. I might be the type of adult who never feels completely confident in the person I am by the time I die. I have to be okay with that because I felt a heavy burden and a lot of shame thinking that somehow I was behind, and I wasn't. You know, maybe some people do know who they are, but there are a lot of people out there who don't. So I think 20s is still that fun time where you feel like an adult, but all of the rest of the adults in the world are looking at you like you are still growing. And then somehow once you hit 30s, it's like you're expected to settle down, have kids, have family, and know what your life is supposed to be. And guess what? Life doesn't work that way. You have felt that way. I hope you get some power from RM sharing that, and I hope that he gets some reassurance back from us to him in our responses to this beautiful, beautiful letter, which is really more like a poem. We're here for him, we support him, and it's okay for him to be unsure, to be figuring things out, and just to be doing the best that he can. I'm gonna get emotional if I keep talking about this stuff, so you know me. I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Wrapping up Friday into Saturday, we had the end of the Rosemont. Yoongi got day 5 and day 6 of the concerts, and cheers to those armies that had the chance to experience that. It seems like it was a lot of fun. The one thing I want to note here is just there was so much news, and maybe I, having gone to college outside of Chicago, just have more news alerts and stuff. But like I was overflowing with alerts, the news in terms of this concert, the amount of people who were either staking out outside of the concert venue with tents, with chairs, with food, with their power banks, waiting, whether it was to get into the venue, to be online to get the order of general admission entry because they wanted to be as close as humanly possible to the stage, or a lot of folks were just online for merch because it just makes the power and impact of our boys more readily apparent to all the folks who don't yet know about them. So I found it was super cool to start seeing this stuff in my news feeds. I saw it way more than I even saw for the concert I actually went to in New York, in the state I actually live. Just shout out to the Chicago crew because I felt like they upped the news coverage. We got a bunch of Instagram posts, so I want to share those with you. RM, as I already mentioned on Friday, is clearly a very deep person. So I feel like anytime you post on Instagram, it's either like a day in the life, which like always still looks beautiful and artistic, picture of himself, friends and family around him, nature. And then the other half is like part exhibition, something having to do with art. It's some beautiful visual artistic medium. 2 of the pictures that he posted that the minute you look at them, you're like, this is art. You know this is art. The series is actually called Unnamed Road. It jumped out to me immediately because one, I had recently gotten into RM's Weverse post, and him talking about finding himself is very much tied to this thought of being unnamed, or as he has said in other songs, like Still Life, untitled. He's mentioned that, and he's made that direct correlation between art and what it means for art to be untitled, and he's tied that to himself as he discovers and grows being this untitled person. Jungin E did some photography in this Unnamed Road project by going through territories of Israel and the West Bank and just taking pictures of the landscape. I just want to read a little bit about her work because I can see why RM is intrigued by it. So just a brief snippet on the summary of this piece of work. Her black and white images are self-contained worlds of stillness and wonder, as Lee searches for something constant in the life of landscape. Her images suggest that despite the semblance of fluctuation, some fundamental truths do not alter. Just as the surface of the ocean is constantly in flux, its depths, in fact, remain unchanged and enduring. They've lived their life in a period of change and flux, but they're about to embark in the largest change and flux for them because it's a complete change to their entire lives, their entire environment, their entire day-to-day. You can't say that just because these guys on a daily basis are probably absorbing way more change and daily excitement than someone like the average me, that they can probably handle it more because it is still a major life change. So to see him kind of focusing on these periods of those fundamental truths, that there are some things that just do not alter, even if our lives are constantly in fluctuation, it's something to hold on to, and it wouldn't surprise me if he holds on to that dearly, or if any of the other guys hold on to that dearly. So two of the pictures are a picture of almost like a crumbled foundational wall, where like the rest of the home or whatever the building was that was there is all gone. Only this one piece of wall stands, and another picture was some stairs. So just want to point out in the pictures that you might see in the video which ones are the pictures that I'm referencing in. We also got a post from August D. It was some freaking, like, he's just in a basic Valentino tee. Like, the man doesn't even need to get fully dressed up in Valentino to still be looking fine AF. So definitely had to share these with you guys, because our Yoongi just looks so dang good. And then we got the update that thankfully Jimin arrived from NYC to Incheon safely. The parade, the welcome wagon, as always, was rolled out. But I mean, the mobs, I feel claustrophobic when I just go to the airport as a normal human being, entering what is expected to be a huge crowd of people. I can't imagine what that's like. Let's all be thankful he made it safely home. He threw up a Weverse post also, just in case folks missed the news, the legitimate news coverage that happens every time these guys go through the airport. And then we're gonna close out this week right in the last few minutes of this week. 11:44 p.m. Eastern. Suga came on after the last D-Day concert, day 6, in Rosemont, and came to talk with ARMYs, and he hung out for like a little bit over 15 minutes. He spent most of the time eating, and you can tell he was tired and he was hungry, and he just had to eat because this is what he needs. Like, that's his recovery post-show. He needs carbs and protein. If you guys are interested, pork belly, he kept talking about pork belly. That's what he was eating. It looked really good. Okay, so apparently after a good, tired, exhausting show, eating pork belly close to midnight just powers you right back up. So there's a tip from our Suga. Just gave us a little bit of an update on how he was feeling. Mostly he was asking us questions. He was asking, the folks at the concert if they had a good time. He was asking the folks on the West Coast, what's the weather like? For the most part, it seemed like ARMYs were like great with their comments. Everyone was asking just like normal questions. So that was nice. I could actually follow along with the comments, which makes it a more enjoyable live experience for me until I could actually get the subs. So when they aren't mattered with spam and craziness, it makes my live viewing experience so much more enjoyable, so I'm thankful for that. I think there was just one little thing, which we got a good comment back from Yoongi, so thank you, Yoongi, for giving your sass, but unfortunately a please speak English got through, and Yoongi shut that down very quickly. He said,
"Speak English, please." 싫어요. 한국말 할 거야.
He was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Nope, don't want to do that. And he shouldn't have to. Again, I am more than content to sit and enjoy and take in what I can for those lives, and then I wait for all of the fabulous folks who I am so thankful for their translations the next day. Good on you, Yoongi, for just giving it right back in the legitimately the most sarcastic way possible. His update pretty much was just a reminder, so for our West Coast USA friends out there, he said, make sure the cheers are loud when he first comes on stage. That is what, powers him up. So our first week with BTS comes to an end. So let me know what you guys thought about this series. I'm breaking it up into 2 series because I didn't think that this would be as long. So I don't know if it'll always be split up. I hope I can eventually smush them together, but otherwise, I want to know, what was the good news that I shared that, you guys were also chattering about? And then I also want to know, what stories might I have missed, or maybe even skipped, because I might have seen them, but I couldn't include everything that really had you guys talking. So please let me know. Like and subscribe. The most important thing is talk to me, because I like talking to you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed last week with BTS, April 30th through May 6th. I will see you again next Sunday. So hope you guys all have a good next week. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others.
You're the light that guides us home. 7 we can depend on. Wait, you came into my life, a ray of sunshine in the night. How you somehow with love set me free to begin to believe in me. The way you came into my life, a ray of sunshine in the night. I used to think that I was on my own, now I see I'm never alone.